You are now listening to Serious Minds RNTV with your host, Professor Griff. The call-in number is 516-654-7688. That's 516-654-7688. This is Professor Griff, and this is Serious Minds RNTV. Serious Minds for Serious Minds. Seriously.
Five, four, three, two, one.
In today's climate, being safe is priority number one. With crime on the rise, we're all left with this magical question: how can I be safe and protect my family? Well, Professor Griff is offering a course that's similar to laser tag, but it's for adults. This safe and firearm-free course will train you in real-life scenarios so that you can avoid being a victim. This course is growing in popularity as a date night out. Add fun and excitement back into your love life, and the reviews are incredible. For more information, call this number below.
Peace, family. Are you tired of being denied life necessities such as cars, housing, and credit cards due to lack of credit history? Then if so, give Brother New a call today. Brother New will help you legally boost your credit score by adding seasoned trade lines. Brother New also does credit consultations. Make the change today. Call 504-276-2033 or visit TradelinesWithGamba.com.
Greetings, family. Greetings. This is Professor Griff, and welcome, Black, to Serious Minds RN TV. Mr. Double B, what's good with you, man? How you only around the corner, bro? And we ain't do this yet. Come on, bro. Let's make it happen, for real. Shout out to the Serious Minds family. I want to thank y'all very much for all the support that y'all been showing the fam over here, in reference to y'all supporting the fundraiser drive, so we can kind of step this thing up. I'm trying to dedicate this space so I can make this studio look a little bit better, so the way we broadcast and what we broadcast can come across a little bit clearer. Now, we can't help when them alphabet boys stop blocking and messing with the sound and all that kind of stuff. That ain't on us. All right, but in the meantime, between time, thank y'all very much for the donations, for the fundraiser, for the Serious Minds product. Thanks to the bootlegger. Really appreciate you. We got 50, 60 more Public Enemy hats. Donate if you can to the fundraiser. Just hit the PayPal, paypal.me/Professor Griff Corp. $50 or more, and I'm gonna send you out the Public Enemy hat. It's simple as that, fam. It's simple as that. All right. Let me go get a hat so I can show it to you. It's this the one I'm wearing, but let me show you one. Hold on for a second. Don't go nowhere. Script standing on the corner right and with the brain cells slit. Hyper data with the grip. Yeah. Brandell, what's good? Come on back. Come on around the corner and pick up your hat, bro. I got one for you. You and your son. Let's go. This is the cap. Instead of the snapback, we did this. The Velcro makes it a lot easier. And on the back, it just says Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And right here, it says Grammy recipient, lifetime achievement. All right. And on the front, Public Enemy. And of course, it says Public Enemy #1 Target. And we put the Serious Mind stamp on it. So come on, fam. It's a good cap that you can wear while you're out the range shooting. Because as you know, one of the rules on the range is you got to have a cap. So let's make it happen. Support Serious Minds, family. This is the way you can support. All right. The PayPal, www.paypal.me/Professor Griff Corp. Thank you very much. Quan S in the building. All right, Quan, so you heard we're not doing this thing this weekend in New Orleans, right? We're looking at Dallas and then we're looking at Houston. All right. All right, fam, let's dive into this particular subject. So simply, a few things I want to talk about, so a few things I want to go over, and let's make it happen. All right. Get in where you fit in on the conversation. I do not mind. Let's make it happen. Quan, I need some help with this one. The first thing I want to talk about, I'm going to save the I don't want to say ugly stuff, mushy stuff. I don't want to say how do you say when you want to, it's not the best for last, but anyway, we'll save that ugly stuff and the other stuff for last. Anyway, in the meantime, between time, there's a few things I do want to discuss. First of all, I think the first or second week of July, the Serious Minds Brain Tonic and the Resurrection Formula will be back in stock. All of the orders, the back orders, we're making it happen. We're getting those orders out. And the Resurrection Plus capsules will be on deck. So brothers, Soleil have taken that magical formula she came up with, and she's making the capsules, and we're going to make it happen. All right, in the meantime, between time, we're going to talk about my sister. Whew, man. Sasha Johnson of Black Lives Matter in London is now hospitalized because she was shot in the head. We got to dive deeper into that. And then I do want to talk about, which I hate to talk about, but I guess we have to talk about it, the idea of these death row inmates now that are on death row having to choose being lynched or hung or the firing squad. And then sad but true, I do have to touch on this Candace Owens situation. So we're going to open up a few things and talk about a few things. So yeah, family. All right. So yeah, stay tuned. So yeah, it's ugly, man. So I got some questions that I want to ask in reference to who? Yeah, the situation with Sasha Johnson. Let's talk about that first, fam. All right. Let me say this before I move forward. This thing's heating up with Kwame Brown, and it's always good to see brothers and sisters in the street speaking up and speaking out for a brother who's been so quiet, who's been so humble, and just decided to speak up for himself for the last 10 days or so. And these people are running and hiding and apologizing and all this other kind of stuff, man. Yeah. He calls them the go along to get along crew gang or whatever. And these people are paid big money to disrespect and talk about black people. So we're going to talk about that some other time. Right now, Sasha Johnson was shot in the head after men forced their way into a party, police say. So now we're getting tidbits and pieces of the story. So the questions that I've been asking was, who shot the woman? Who shot her is the question that I'm asking. And I think this is a very sensible, basic question that we're asking. Who shot Sasha Johnson in London at a party, a private party, 1, 2 in the morning? Latest details comes after come as MET tries to quell speculation that the shooting was a targeted shooting. If I am having a party, family, and gunmen break into my party and Professor Griff gets shot in the head, what do you mean I wasn't targeted? Ain't nobody else get shot? Wouldn't you? It leads you to believe that Professor Griff was targeted, right or wrong? Come on, man. Family, come on. Let's not do that. Let's just quiet and calm the emotion down, and let's begin to think. That's all we're asking you to do. Let's just think. Let's just think. Hey. Woo.
This is Sasha Johnson.
Hold on 1 second. I'm going to show y'all.
This is Sasha Johnson, a prominent anti-racism campaigner. This is...
We're going to share the screen. By the way, if y'all over here on IG, y'all need to come on over here so we can have this conversation so y'all can see this. Shout out to everyone that has... Okay, we need to do that then. Screen 1. We can share screen 1 right there.
Sasha Johnson, a prominent anti-racism campaigner. She's fighting for her life in hospital after reportedly being shot in the head. The incident happened in Southwark in southeast London. Police were called to an address on Consort Road behind me at just after 3 o'clock in the morning on Sunday. It is there, they say, they found a 27-year-old woman who had suffered from a gunshot wound. Detectives from the Metropolitan Police's Specialist Crime Command are leading the investigation. In a statement, the Met says, while the investigation is at an early stage, there is nothing to suggest the woman who was shot was the subject of a targeted attack or that she had received any credible threats against her prior to this incident. Last August, Sasha Johnson organised a large-scale march to protest against systemic racism. She told Sky News what drives her activism.
The UK disassociates from racism, but we have to remember the Windrush generation came here when we're funding war to bomb other countries and people are coming here for safety and rest. Then we're fluing them away with our xenophobia. So we're not disassociating from it. We're saying, yes, it's here. But we need to address it now. We're in 2020. We've come too far for racism to still be a problem.
The 27-year-old mother is a committee member of the political party taking the initiative. The party says, it is with great sadness that we inform you that our own Sasha Johnson has sustained a gunshot wound to her head. Sasha has always been actively fighting for Black people and the injustices that surround the Black community.
Okay. All right, fam. So that's Sasha Johnson, a Black Lives Matter activist in London, England. All right. So let's just think, because the more and more, I mean, this has been 2 or 3 days for me now. I'm looking. I can't seem to find anything deeper than what you've just heard. Hold on. Seriously. The Black Lives Matter activist Sasha Johnson was shot in the head after 4 men forced their way into a party she was attending. A scuffle broke out, police have said. The latest details from the Metropolitan Police came as they tried to quell speculation that the shooting was a targeted, pardon me. Officers believe Johnson, who came to prominence last year as a protest for the racial justice sprang up across Britain, probably, and an unintended victim, and the shooting was not linked to her activism. How are you so quick to come to that conclusion? How are you so quick to come to that and kind of, and in your surmise, that's in your summation, pardon me, that's what you come up with, as opposed to the other view. The men broke into this. How many other parties got broken into that night and stormed with gunmen? I'm trying to understand that dynamic. Help me out, family. The latest details from the Metropolitan Police came as they tried to quell the speculation. Police say one man believed to be in his 20s suffered a superficial knife injury during the incident on Sunday about 3 a.m. in Peckham, southeast London. DCI Richard Leonard, leading the investigation, says Sasha was fighting for her life and vowed to hunt down those responsible, adding, "Our investigation continues to make progress, but we need the assistance of the community to find out who was responsible for this horrific attack that has left Sasha fighting for her life." First of all, to my understanding, being a firearms instructor, studying reciprocity law, guns are banned in London, England. Help me out, am I correct? Okay, so 4 men bust into a party, scuffle breaks out, one of them pulled out a gun and shoot her in the head. Wow. We know there was an organized party taking place in the back garden of an address on Consort Road. Sasha was among 30 guests at a party. Shortly before 3 a.m., 4 black males wearing dark clothing have gained entry into the garden through a side entrance. Wow. And in the ensuing melee, a firearm has been discharged, injuring Sasha. The suspects have then fled the garden. That are you listening? That is targeted. That's how you target someone. I'm trying to understand this, that you don't understand this dynamic. This is how you target someone. Private party, she's in the garden, they come in through the side entrance where she's at. Shoot, scuffle break out, shoot her, and then they leave. Our work is ongoing, establishing the motive for the attack, but I want to reiterate that nothing has been brought to our attention that suggests that Sasha was targeted. I would urge anyone who can help in our investigation to get in touch. So, where was I at? Oh, so we can ensure these dangerous individuals are identified and arrested. Johnson, 27, a mother of 3, was struck by a single bullet. Police said on Tuesday they were unaware of any death threats Johnson may have received before the shooting. Family, if Professor Griff ever ends up in that situation, you do not have to search my emails. You do not have to search my text messages. I'm letting y'all know right now, you don't have to do that. They have the ability to wipe that stuff clean on the other side. I am telling you right now, and every time I come on here, I tell you, yes, there are death threats. So don't go looking in my text messages for that. You might find a few other things, but you're not going to find that because they know how to wipe that stuff clean. They know how to take stuff out of your text messages, and they know how to put stuff in your text messages. Are you listening to me? No, you're not. You're not listening. Black man not listening. Y'all not listening. Have y'all ever heard of the deep fake? Have y'all heard of the deep fake? Talk to me. Just give me a thumbs up, peace sign, something. Let me know. You've heard of the deep fake, right? So, haven't we seen this tactic played out before in other great filibuster? You haven't? Well, what the deep fake is, good bro, is they could take an image of Professor Griff or footage of me, cut me out of the footage, and place me into any environment they want to place me in, saying anything that they need me to say. And it's so sophisticated, they've put people in situations where they've never been. People have been caught on film, supposedly, allegedly, saying and doing things that they never did. All right? If they're that sophisticated, they're able to go into Sasha's phone and her emails and manufacture death threats or take the death threats out. This is what they do. They doctor up photos, imagery, video. This is what they can do. And this is what they've been doing. Look it up. The deep fake is real. Very, very real. So when they start talking about Johnson, 27, the mother of 3 children, was struck with a single bullet, police said on Tuesday they were unaware of any death threats Johnson may have received. Wow. That's how that works? No, we're very knowledgeable about how your old tricks. We know how that work. I just saw it, how it played out with Malcolm X's life. All right. On Epic the other night. The Godfather of Harlem sending fake letters to Malcolm's wife, telling him that he was cheating and got some chick pregnant and all this other kind of stuff to cause friction between him and his wife and this kind of thing. We're not falling for that no more. We're not falling for that no more. They have labeled Black Lives Matter as a terrorist organization. Do y'all realize that? Black Lives Matter is no more terrorist than the goddamn Girl Scouts. I better not say that too loud. I might get some Girl Scouts knocking on the door. We heard you say something about us. Chill out, Girl Scouts. I'm just saying. No. Black Lives Matter is not a terrorist organization. After the shooting, BLM, Black Lives Matter, said Johnson had been the target of death threats. All right. Hidari said, we are aware of Sasha's involvement in Black Lives Matter movement in the UK, and I understand the concern this will cause some communities. However, I wish to stress that at this time, there's nothing to suggest that Sasha was the victim of a targeted attack. We are also not aware of any reports of threats made against her prior to the incident. Forensic experts have been combining the Consort Road area combing the Consort Road area looking for evidence. Police have also been securing CCTV. That's the other thing I was going to mention. Every other street in London, England, and parts of the UK are littered with cameras all over the place. They have one of the most sophisticated camera surveillance systems in the world. All right, footage from the devices may have recorded people in and out around the home where the gathering was taking place. Detectives have also been interviewing those at the party. All right, so Johnson, a graduate from Ruskin College. Y'all know who Ruskin is. Look him up. In Oxford, was a leading figure in the last summer's anti-racism protest and is a prominent member of the Taking the Initiative Party, which she helped found last year, and which has been described as Britain's first black-led political party. That's 3 reasons right there why they would want to get rid of a woman like this. Activists from the TTIP on Tuesday criticized the Met statement in their own statement released through YouTube and subsequently through the party's website. They objected to the characterization of the attack on Johnson. It says, whilst we are overwhelmed by the love and the support for Sasha, we are also deeply saddened and disgusted by the negative press that has infested from this act of hate. This statement said, adding that the party had been receiving hate mail celebrating Johnson's shooting. Now you've gotten hate mail celebratory acts and talk and all this other kind of stuff celebrating the woman's shooting. And you mean to tell me that there's people out there that didn't delight in this woman being shot in the head? The irony is that the fact that the police have stated that there is no clear evidence that Sasha was the target of an attack. They're gonna run that thing to the ground. Sister, we wish you a speedy recovery with all your faculties still intact. We support you, whatever we need to do on this side of the water, but we're going to keep your name and your plight and your spirit alive, especially on Serious Minds RNTV. All right. I need the people in London to know that. And we support you. Our prayers go out for our sister Sasha, or whether you agree with her being part of Black Lives Matter or whatever you agree or don't agree with. It's not about that right now. This is about the individual and the fact that she needs our energy. Not only do she need around-the-clock care, she needs around-the-clock security. Thank you very much. All right. Next article that we wanted to talk about. Death row inmates. The Supreme Court turns down inmate requesting firing squad, drawing rebuke from liberal justices. Supreme Court on Monday refused to take up a case from a Missouri death row inmate seeking a firing squad instead of the lethal injection. Well, the whole idea of the lethal injection is coming up in the news right now in reference to death row inmates is simply because they look at the lethal injection thing as being inhumane. All right. It says the court, 6 conservatives did not explain the decision to keep Ernest Johnson from amending his lawsuit in a lower court to ask for execution by firing squad. Such silence is not unusual. Why would an inmate that's on death row choose a firing squad instead of lethal injection? But the Justice Sonia Sotomayor wrote a weathering dissent, saying the court was going back on its promise to let the condemned propose an alternative method of death when fearful that the state's procedure would cause needless pain. Now they're letting death row inmates choose whether or not they want to be hung or whether they want to go in front of a firing squad. Missouri is now free to execute Johnson in any manner that they deem fit. What do y'all think? What do you think? I think if I'm condemned to death, can you at least let me choose how I want to check out? You said repeat that? Maybe I talk too fast for some people. He's on death row. He's going to die anyway. But he wants to choose whether he takes lethal injection, being hung, or the firing squad. He wants the firing squad. In South Carolina, they're bringing back the whole hanging and the firing squad. But in those situations, they're not going to leave it up to the death row inmate. They're going to choose themselves. So once again, everybody can gather downtown in the downtown square, and we can watch so-and-so black death row inmate get lynched and hung downtown in South Carolina somewhere. Johnson, who killed 3 people during a robbery in 1994, suffers from epilepsy as a result of the brain tumor and then damage caused by surgery to remove it. He contends that he will experience excruciating seizures if Missouri executes him by lethal injection. I don't know about that, Mr. Johnson. These people, these devils and demons are good at what they do. You ever see the way they put down animals? These are doctors of death, man. They're good at what they do. Seriously. A lower court upheld Missouri's refusal to execute him by nitrogen gas, a method authorized by the state law. It said that Johnson could not amend his lawsuit to request a firing squad, which is not authorized by Missouri. So if Missouri doesn't have that on the table as a way to kill people, then you can't ask for that, bruh. In other words, he asked the courts to decide between execution that is cruel and one that is unusual. Yes, that is it. You've heard it right. You heard it right. You've heard it correct, fam. So what do you guys think? Before I get to my last story. You're right. History is repeating itself. Thank you very much, Quan. If you would like to donate $50 to the Serious Minds fundraiser, you can do that at www.paypal.me/Professor Griff Corp. You'll receive a public enemy cap for your donations. Please indicate it in the notes, and I need you to fill it out completely. Name, address, and phone number, and let me know what you're donating to. All right? You will receive this cap. And I want y'all to give a round of applause and thank the bootleggers that since everything is opening back up, they decided to bootleg people's gear. And yeah, thank y'all very much. But we will come to see you. We will be paying you a visit. All right? For your donations, you will see as many as I have, as many as the bootlegger will cough up. All right? So y'all will get this for your donation. Thank you. I got you, Dwayne. I saw your thing. I got you, Mr. Kuzar Farms. I don't have the older cap. I can only give you what the bootlegger have. I mean, I can't do nothing about that, bro. Last story, family. I'm going to read this, but I want y'all to see this. Yeah. Are y'all listening on IG? Listen. Let me share my screen. Share screen. Go here. Go here. Go here. Let me see. Take that off the screen. Scroll up a little. Candace Owens, I'm going to say that slow. Candace Owens slams U.S. embassies for flying Black Lives Matter flag. Candace Owens says these individuals they are celebrating Black death, Candace Owens says. Black Lives Matter, the movement and the corporation leads to more Black death. That's indisputable. I know, not her again. I know. Yes, her again. She just got rid of some old baby fat for having a baby or whatever, and now she's back at it again. Candace Owens.
What's the message of this? U.S. embassies flying the Black Lives Matter flag.
The U.S. embassies are celebrating Black death. The consequence of the Black Lives Matter movement, and I cringe when people call it Black Lives Matter protests, because you know what, Tucker, it is Black Lives Matter riots. The cities burned for 6 weeks straight following the death of George Floyd. Black neighborhoods were rioted, they were looted, and it led to more Black death. Way more Black Americans died during the Black Lives Matter riots than the one Black American that was killed by a police officer that allegedly started this entire spree. And it really makes you ask questions. Why is America promoting this so much? Why is America promoting Black Lives Matter, which is a corporation, right? So think of it as a corporation. Black Lives Matter raises money, and it's dark money, Tucker, because nobody knows where the money goes. Weeks straight following the death of George Floyd. Black neighborhoods were rioted, they were looted, and it led to more Black death. Way more Black Americans died during the Black Lives Matter riots than the one Black American that was killed by a police officer that allegedly started this entire spree. And it really makes you ask questions. Why is America promoting this so much? Why is America promoting Black Lives Matter, which is a corporation, right? So think of it as a corporation. Black Lives Matter raises money, and it's dark money, Tucker, because nobody knows where the money goes. So why would the U.S. government stand behind that? Where's the due diligence here? If the U.S. State Department is going to stand behind this, shouldn't the U.S. State Department also issue maybe a memo out to let us know where the money's going? Wouldn't that be the responsible thing?
My ignorance. We're going to stop right there. We're going to get back to her, but just my ignorance. She says Black Lives Matter riots. Can somebody show me, please? Point out an incident where Black Lives Matter went and started riots. I know 217. This is a waste of time. I know. I got to talk about it. Thank you, great filibuster. I got it. Can somebody help me, please? Thank you. More like Antifa. Thank you. Somebody help me out, family. I need help. Demonstrations and protests sometimes lead to skirmishes in the streets, riots, whatever. Somebody wait for somebody to show me. Happened way before Black Lives Matter. Am I right or wrong? Can somebody help me out with that? Did I get the history correct? Somebody said, is she talking about the white people that posed as Black Lives Matter is mostly not even black in Dallas. There were more other races screaming Black Lives Matter. Thank you. So what is she talking about, Mr. Black Bruce Wayne? Her ideals. What is her ideals you asked us to talk about? This is a sick woman. Show me where I want to know where the riots were, though. Help me out. Yeah, you're right. These are the same Negroes that call Malcolm X a civil rights leader, right? Listen, I know some people that's part of the Black Lives Matter movement, and they can't bust a goddamn grape in a goddamn fruit fight. Oh, she's saying what she's paid to say. Okay. Okay. She's another Stacey Dash. Okay. Well, y'all have said it for me. Yeah, let me stop sharing my screen. I'm done. I'm done with Candace Owens. I didn't know what to make of her. I still don't know what to make of her. She's been off the scene for a minute. Now she's back with this kind of madness, and she's on Fox with Tucker Carlson. I don't get it. I don't get it. I thought I would just call this and hear now the news and cover some news stories. So, yeah. She's a puppet. I got you. She's always been on some BS. Got you. Black bodies, white heads, Negropeans. There's your answer. You're listening to these, yeah, safe place. Coon, Candace Owens, Ambiguous Network, Obnoxious Network, Coon. Okay. Candace gets paid for this. Oreo. Okay, need we go on? Yeah, Candace, big. Yeah, whoo. Gotcha. We're going to talk about the Asian hate bill tomorrow. Can we talk about the Asian hate bill tomorrow, family? Can we talk about the Asian hate bill tomorrow? Is that all right with everyone? I have it right. Asian Americans didn't have to be lynched, mass incarcerated, extrajudicially murdered by police, nor did they need to march, protest, or riot to get a bill passed after 1 year of hate crimes against them. Black people are still fighting after 400 years of oppression. Let it sink in. We're going to talk about the Asian hate bill tomorrow. I need y'all to, if y'all have any Asian friends, tell them to tune in tomorrow, and we will have that discussion. But for the meantime, in between time, this is your brother, Professor Griff, and I got to end this one today, fam. I can't even process this Candace Owens garbage. So anyway, love y'all to life, fam. This is Professor Griff. Peace. Wait, before I go, let me say this. We will not be in New Orleans firearms class this weekend. Next firearms class is coming up in Atlanta on the 5th. Get in that class. And Dallas on the 26th. All right? Dallas, Texas, the 26th. All right? Let's make it happen, fam. Love you all to life. This is Professor Griff. Let me say something else before I go. Make sure you give me all the information to send you the cap if you donate it. All right? Some of the stuff I'm pulling up that on PayPal, your information is not there. All right? Come on, fam. If you're sending the money through Cash App, send me an email with your information. Sir, seriously, I'm gone. It's not. Peace.
The Serious Minds Brain Tonic was created to sharpen the mind by protecting cells and increasing neurotransmitters associated with learning and memory. This is the Serious Minds Brain Tonic. The Resurrection Formula. This male reproductive tonic elixir is the resurrection you've been looking for. It is a stimulating sexual tonic with mild androgen-like effects that is nourishing to the reproductive system. You can order them at www.professorgriff.me and www.seriousmindsinstitute.com. Just call 678-557-2919. Your health is your wealth. Peace.